So, mindset. Let's set the stage here for a second. You're working in a cold barn. You can see your breath. It's in the middle of winter. Your project is in 1,000 pieces. You're talking front clip here, engine there, bed over there, cab here. It's unrecognizable of the vehicle it used to be. You're coming in, you always want to start working, but then you're just so not distraught, but you have no means to an end. You have no straight vision, straight pathway to get things done. I'm talking from experience on the 1954 International chassis swap, if you can still call it that, build that we've been doing, but I just kind of want to talk about a topic a little bit. How do you get going on an extreme build when you have everything blown apart? How do you start back up from a long hiatus? And that's what we're going to talk about today. Welcome to Hi-Ho Stable Garage, and let's talk about getting back to work in the barn. Now, for everyone that's new, quickly, there's a 1954 International that we picked up in Quebec on this channel, actually. Rebuilt the entire front, rebuilt basically every body part on this, and we still have lots more to go about it. Did a frame restoration, shortening, bobbed it, whole bunch of stuff. We have a huge playlist on this. You guys can watch it if you're interested. But let's talk about the mere fact of what happens when you can't seem to figure out what the next step is in your project. We already set the stage. Everything's blown apart. You're going to the shop, but you're so disheartened every time you go to work on it, you just don't know where to start. Let's see if we can find a fix for that. Way to start back up on a project, in my opinion, is simply just to start. And those are just words at the end of the day, but what I mean is just get your feet back into it somehow. If it's sandblasting a part that you need to clean up and paint to do the rest of the project, just finish that part, worry only about that part, and then move on to the next one. And then move on to the next one, etc., etc. Then, eventually, you're all done, you're ready to reassemble. Don't look at it as a whole project, look at it as a part to the project, and finish each part until the whole thing's done. 1% at a time until you get 10%, 1% at a time until you get to 20%. That's 20 jobs for 20% of your project. After 100 jobs, 100 small jobs, you'll have the whole project done. Another way to go about starting back up on an old project is simply just to make time in your day. Even if you're doing multiple things all throughout, cleaning up around the project or just cleaning up stuff on it, because you know how these things end up being, shelves, basically, paint cans, etc. It doesn't really matter what you store on it, underneath it, inside it. They become little storage containers at the end of the day. Clean out the crap. Basically, find a new place for it. It's really hard to say you have interior that you need to do, and then you can start driving your vehicle, but the entire inside is filled with vehicle parts from other projects or just random stuff. Every time you want to go and do that, change a seat, whatever, you'll have to move all that stuff. And you'll be a little disgruntled at the end of the day. So find the time just to, don't even work on it. Just clean it. Get all the stuff out of it. Then, on the day that you're really feeling about it, you can jump right in. The seat's right there. 4 bolts, 6 bolts, whatever it is, in and out. And now you're ready to rock and roll. Sometimes it's just a little bit of stuff in your way. You got to kind of clear your head, clear your mind, and clear your workspace, and then you can get back at it. Now, so far, I've talked solely about parts of the project that you can do that in overall is you're never taking a backward step in your project. For the example of the 1%, doing 1% of the project each day until 100% of the project is done, each day you're moving forward. Let's just say that. A controversial way to go about it, and the way how I personally went about starting back up on my international, to take all the parts that I currently had off the vehicle in order to clean up the frame and do body parts and all that stuff on it. It's been so long of that just sitting in the barn. It's really hard in your mind at that point, after years of no longer seeing it and seeing it up on shelves, etc., to go and say, you know what? It's time to start working on it again, because you have no big vision anymore. You can't see an end to your means. My international here, we did a lot of work on it, and it was the pride and joy of the channel at the very beginning. But we kind of let that sit. We had other projects get in the way, and that little flame of working on this thing is gone, because you can only go so long on a project without having a gratification of some kind to keep moving forward. Eventually, you're going to stagnate and stop. So, in my opinion, one of the best ways to go about something, especially if you have something blown apart into 1,000 pieces and you're trying to find a way to start back up, seems counterintuitive, but put it back together. It doesn't matter if you're putting the broken parts back on, or it doesn't even matter if you're putting all the parts back on. Put the parts back on in order to have the general shape or the general body of the vehicle back together. Then you can get your mind starting to roll back to where you were, where you left off. Get that spark reignited. For example, we had this guy in 1,000 pieces. Literally 1,000 pieces. You guys have seen it off and on the channel through all of our other builds, just sitting in parts. The fellas who have been here a long time, they seen this guy before we ripped him apart. Either way, at the end of the day, it's really hard to start back up on something if you no longer don't remember your specs, you no longer don't remember the general idea of how you have things set up, but also you can bring it back together and you'll have a fresh set of eyes to think about things that you might want to change that you never knew you wanted to change before. For example, this video is a little bit all over the place in timeline for how things are going to go together. But in a video that I'm working on right now, where you put the body back on the truck, front clip, cab, bed, all that stuff, it now looks like a pickup again. And I can kind of see in my mind the gears have started to turn again on what I need to do around the engine in order to fit it in that hole. Pedals, how are we going to rework that? Some gripes that I had when we stopped working on this that now with a fresh set of eyes and a fresh set of mind, I've already found a solution for it. And then the bed, we have that on. We know where we have to clearance certain things, etc., etc. All that stuff's really good to kind of start back out on a baseline, because it would have sucked to do all the body work, but then nothing fit at the end of the day. I'd rather have things not fit right now and modify them and build off of that than hopefully build everything and throw it all back together and have to redo everything. We're kind of redoing things right now, but this project has evolved over the years, quite substantially. I don't want to be that guy, but as car enthusiasts, we all know, we've all had this happen to us. Pull apart something into 1,000 pieces, spend thousands of dollars on whatever you have, truck, car, muscle car, pony car, sports car, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Put a whole bunch of money into it, roll it into 1,000 pieces. Over the years, forget about it. Or over the years, you're not as excited about it anymore, and then you sell it for pennies on the dollar. That's how a lot of fellas get projects. They buy it from gearheads and enthusiasts that went too far in to where they should have at the time. Life got in the way, and now it's hard. Moving is a big one. You have something 1,000 pieces, and then you have to move. What's easier, moving 1,000 pieces of a vehicle, engine here, bed there, or just selling it and getting someone else to do it? Sometimes the time frame that you're left with is like that. It's better to do small steps on these projects, I've come to learn, unless you're doing a long-term project that you're going to dedicate time each week to. kind of like a work almost, make sure it gets done, then to take something that's, let's say, running and driving at that point, blow it into 1,000 pieces, get in a little bit over your head for the time that you can allot to it, and eventually life catches up and you have to either sell it or start from scratch or whatever. And that's disheartening at the end of the day, and we're in this for fun. So that's what we did with the International. We just put it back together, get the general feel of it. Now we can figure out where we need to go with it. And I already got a lot of ideas brewing in my head. But that's the way I went with on this fella. Another point that you can look at on how to kind of get back into the groove of things is at one point, depending on circumstance, sometimes these projects just end up in your lap and you didn't really try to go pursue them. They just ended up there. But usually, you made the choice to go buy this vehicle at the beginning. And usually at that beginning, they're worse off condition-wise than where you would kind of walk away from the project. You know what I mean? Case in point, International, everything was rotten. Everything was done. I really wanted to go out to Quebec and go grab this thing, even though it wasn't worth the money at the end of the day. But I just really liked the look of the truck. I was into that vehicle at the time. So you have to ask yourself, what changed over the course of a couple years, couple months, whichever your time frame that you're kind of dissociated with your project at this point, might even be a financial reason. But if it's just a dissociation with what you wanted to work with, think about it this way. You were so excited about getting that project. When you had it, you likely watched a whole bunch of videos, talked to everyone you could about, hey, this is what I'm doing to this, or hey, this is what I'm going to go pick up. It was really awesome. And that fire burned out because you found something else or something new or ran out of time or whatever. I'm not judging. We're all bad for it. Again, this has been sitting idle. We're like a year and a half, year and 3/4. It's been quite a long time. I'm equally as bad for it as anyone else. We worked on a Trans Am, we worked on the Mega Cab, we worked on an F-150, we did a lot of stuff where we could have just been working on this. Circumstance, at the end of the day, is what dictated what we did, but the matter of fact still remains. We bought this International to finish. We had an idea in our head when we bought it, and we were super excited to use it. And that's what we have to kind of regain. So what I would recommend, watch videos on the vehicle that you have, the project that you have. If it's an old bullnose pickup, watch some fellas build an old bullnose pickup or watch videos on it, whatever you want to do. If it's a Mustang, same deal. Vice Grip Garage has how many Mustang revivals now? You can go watch one, get it literally from sitting in a field to running and driving again. If you like old heavy machinery, old vehicles, old Kenworths and Petes and all that kind of stuff, Zip Ties and Bias Plies has a whole bunch of revivals on this heavy equipment, heavy machinery. If you like just seeing old things come back to life, kind of like what you wanted to do, watch those type videos. Because if someone else can do it, I guarantee they are no smarter than you at the end of the day. They're no smarter than me at the end of the day. They might have more experience, but use them as a catalyst to regain your interest in your project. I can guarantee, fellas, if you follow one of these, if you really want to start back up, but you just, every time you go into the shop, you just end up walking away with your tools and going home, that kind of stuff. Use one of these tips that I talked about, one of these opinions of mine, in this video, and apply it to what you want to do. You're going to reignite that little fire inside your stomach and get back to work. I guarantee it. Regardless of the weather, regardless of the time and day, regardless if you have 15 minutes a day to work on it, or if you got 4 or 5 hours, everyone gets burnout. Everyone loses their vision. But the best way to do it, the best way to kind of get back into it, is either small little steps or a back pedal, throw it all back together, get those gears turning again. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys soon on the International or the Mega Cab or something else. It's hard to say. See you guys.